Hi, my name is Mfoni Young, and I'm a System Operations and Workflow Automation Specialist, and I deal with scalable businesses with systems using Monday.com, Airtable, and integrations with third-party tools like Zapier, Make.com, and anything. So today I'm going to walk you through a demo that I did for a client that is into custom branded merchandise. What he wanted to do was to see how he can track his leads and deals in using Monday CRM from customers who ordered, who wanted to do branding for cups, mugs, hoodies, crew necks, shirts, and maybe t-shirt. And he wanted a solution whereby he can track multiple items. For example, he wanted to track maybe the quantities, the colors for different items, like maybe he wanted to order hoodies, crew neck shirts, and mugs, all in Monday CRM. So what I did was I not just only set up the Monday CRM, I also built some workflow builders for him. For able to see, for example, we have the leads workflow here. So the leads workflow says here that when an item is created, change status to new lead and notify somebody. And if the column is empty, what do you do first? You delay for 1 minute, and if the column is still empty, you create an item, create account, connect bots, notify me, and then change the status to contact exists. And if it doesn't, what happens is just update it and then change the status to contact exists. Now for the leads workflow, what this does is that it just helps the client to check if a customer exists in the leads board without going into the contacts board or account board, which I'm going to show you shortly. Then the second workflow that I built for the client is a deal cycle workflow, which you can see here. And this is what the stages that takes place when a lead is being converted into a deal. So we can have, you can see it here: discovery, quoted, won, and lost. So let's go back to our leads board. Let's go back to our leads board here. So I already have form customer order form here where we can fill this. So please bear in mind that every client data you see, every data you see here is not the client's data, but just demo data that I'm using for this portfolio. So I already set up some info that I will need to use for this demo. For example, I already have tote bags, the quantity, the color, the budget, and I'm also ordering from another one, hoodies, the quantity as well, the budget, the front print, crew neck shirt as well, and also some other information like when does the customer need it, its address, what's most important, if the customer has any logo, and then the full name, the company, the email, telephone number, preferred, and other information. So now when I click submit here, now let's see what happens. When I click submit, what happens is that the information, can you see it here? It comes here. Don't forget, we already have a lead workflow that says when an item is created, set the status to new lead. So I'm going to quickly check here. I don't need to go to my contact board to check if that if Nathan is already existing here. So you can see here, I've checked from the contact board. I don't have Nathan yet. So I'm going to wait for the workflow builder to create the account and a contact and then merge them together. So you can see here, don't forget we had 3 other items. This is hoodies, crew neck shirt. You can see estimated, color, budget, and maybe any other notes here. And we can see the first item that we have here. This is it. So we're just going to wait for the workflow builder. We just gave it 1 minute for a human to check. So we have checked. We have not seen Nathan Daniels. So we believe that Nathan Daniels is a new customer. So now what this helps is that it doesn't just makes us not to switch between boards, between the contact board and the account board. So I can do everything in this leads board here. So this is what I have here. Just waiting for the system. I have every other information that I need here. I have the address, what's most important, if the client needs any logo, and stuff like that. Now here it is. Now it says contact exists. I've gotten an automation here, so I'm going to open that automation to see. It says a new contact, Nathan Daniel, has been created, and an account, Nathan event, has been created, and both boards have been connected. So let's go back. Remember we checked and we did not see Nathan Daniels there, so we're going to do it again and just try to see. Can you see it here? So we now have Nathan Daniels here. So now this helps every sales team to just be on, to prevent having duplicates in their contact board. So now I'm going to move to the next stage. What about if I contact the client and then I put here contacted? So if this customer is contacted, it moves to the next stage, and then set the date for today. You can see here I created a third workflow, and this is the workflow running here. See, it's moved to contacted here. Set the date to January 15th, and then a follow-up date in 5 days. Then we can also have a notification that whereby when that day is due, we can, and the status is still in contact, we can also do a follow-up. So now we're going to move this deal and the lead, sorry, out of here, and says that once a contact is now qualified, what do? We move this lead into the deal section. So this is what we have here for the lead workflow. So now I see it's gone from here. So we're going to go to our deals section here. So we're waiting for it here. So this is it now. This is tote bags. Let's go. Let's check the remaining items here. See here, we still have the hoodies, the crew neck. So everything is still falling in place. I also created some other form of automations whereby we have like today's tax. Maybe if you don't want to use my workspace, you can just create a today's tax of what you need to do for follow-up here. See it here. So maybe you have your follow-up for today. This is what you need to do, like your today's tax. Then we also have a calendar here that we can be able to check through, see whatever we need to do at this point, maybe for follow-up. Then also for pipeline as well, create a pipeline. Check your pipeline in Monday CRM is actually a Kanban view, so you can check whatever thing that you need to check here in the Kanban view. See, it's coming up. So this is it. You have a discovery. It gives you the summary of everything that has to do with in the discovery, the amounts. You can have here hoodies, the name of the customer, the company, the follow-up, that's follow-up date, the value, and every other information for both discovery, quoted, and one, depending on which one you want to see. And then there's also a quote request form here. Now this form helps to, for example, maybe if you reach out to a client, or if the customer reaches out to you and then the customer needs to change or make a change in one of the items, for example, says, okay, I don't want t-shirt, I want maybe something like screw neck shirt, and maybe I just change the item. Rather than creating forms, you can also update a form here. This is the deal life cycle. Says when a column changes and if the status matches discovery, this is what happens when it goes to discovery. You move the item to group, you send email to reconfirm items, notify somebody, and then we also wait. As we send an email to the customer to reconfirm every item, and then wait until the status change. And if we wait for like maybe 2 days, and then if the status is still in discovery, we notify me, for example, then delay and send a follow-up mail. So now what happens when the status is in quoted? That's quoted stage. You move item to group, add assignee, which is me, and then notify me to prepare a quote. Now what happens when the stage moves to one stage? You can say, okay, we move the item to group and notify me. This stage already is in the one stage, and you say, okay, let's wait for 14 days. While we're waiting for 14 days, we already have a board that has all the one deals archive here. That's just to keep our deals board clean, rather than having too many one deal items in one particular board. So we say, okay, let's wait for 14 days, and after that we move the item to one deals and notify me, for example. So if I'm not being notified, it just makes me know that, okay, so I don't have to start wondering where the particular deal has gone to. I just know that, okay, yes, after 14 days that particular item moves to the archive one deals board. Now what happens when it's in the lost group? Lost group, you move the item to group, and then you notify me about the deal that has been lost, and then send an email to the customer, and then we give a wait for like 60 days. Definitely you don't want to bombard the customer. And then if the status is still in the lost group, we notify somebody. There is also a link that the customer will have to fill when he gets to the lost feedback here. For example, here you can have full name, rating, the reason, how can we improve, and what you like to reach us, and the email. So that is basically how the deals workflow builder is being structured. And then here we have the sales dashboard, which is just to show you how each and every other thing operates, the whole dashboard here. So here now we have the deal value closed one. We have built some speed gauge. See it's here, this is the deal value closed one. Don't forget, like I said earlier, this is just a demo data. This is not a real client's data. So this is deal value closed one, and then we have like a monthly target, a speed gauge, and deal status distribution. We also have an actual revenue by month, which shows us like between December and January, we see that there's value of about 15,000 for forecast value and about $23,000 for deal value. And we can also see a little trend too as well, 15 and then 20. This helps give this decision making as regards forecasting and deal value. Then we also have a pipeline conversion here. We have here 85.7% conversion to 1. Have another dashboard that has to do with the deal value by stage. You can see how much has been, or how much was spent, or how much has been earned when the stage has been won, quoted, stage has been lost, and maybe discovery. And then we also have deal progress based on months and added. And we also have a good another dashboard. They call it the leaderboard widget. Since I'm just the only one using this board, I believe when there are other teams involved, you can actually see a dashboard as regards sales team and then see how it's over, and it's also good. Then you also have a dashboard that has to do with customer spend overview that shows you how much each client spend, which you can play with it by filtering it as well. So this is basically a workflow that I set up for a client. I just use this as a demo to be able to see and then also look at show how everything is being done. So if you have any challenge, if you have any pain point and you want to know how to use Monday CRM or for video, or even what you want to use more Monday Work Management or Monday Dev, just feel to reach out to me. Thank you.